Tito actually, I mean, God bless him, he didn't do it purposely, fractured my rib when and I know he doesn't like to talk about this, when they were supposed to fight, right? In Bellator, him and Tito were supposed to fight.
Oh, wow.
And we did a countdown show for that. And I was leaving to go do the Ultimate Fighter with BJ. I remember because Mark Coleman fell on my ribs. I'm like, fuck, do you fight? And he's like, and he gives me shit still today. Like, hey, remember I did that to your ribs? I'm like, I'm like, no, Mark. No. Mark, how many times I got to tell you that wasn't you? That was fucking Tito. And he during the pads, it wasn't pre-planned, but he fucking picked me up. He just threw a 1-2 and then picked me up and came down to me, snapped my ribs, whatever. That fight never happened.
I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad that fight didn't happen because Bellator had me by the balls because I had a stupid fucking manager out of the fucking UK and just did like a dumb fucking deal. And at this time
was that the people that had you and Bisbee together, right? For a little bit? Yeah.
He's a fucking idiot.
They screwed you?
Oh, they were just stupid and incompetent. And my deal was with Paramount. And so basically they were trying to outsmart us with contracts. So I was basically going to have to fight Tito for $250,000. Is
that what it was?
Yeah, that's why and at that time I hadn't fought for under $1 million in years, right? And I was going to have to fight one of my friends, somebody we've been friends for.
Yeah.
They were trying to make us fight for $250,000.
That's fucking horrible. Wait, I taught the only memory I have of this leading up to which was supposed to be a fight was I used to say, hey, the only fighter that's ever put me in first class, and until now, but last couple of fighters have given me a first class ticket, but I said the only fighter that's ever given me a first class ticket was Rampage Jackson. Believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck. I knew you'd ask how. When we went to do the press out in New York City. Remember, we went to New York City. We did a little press tour out there, and we were coming back to California. And I'm back in my shitty economy seat, and Rampage came walking by with a couple of his friends. He said, "Hand me his ticket." He said, "Hey, go sit in my seat. I want to sit back here with my friends." And I said, "No problem."
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted me to sit next to Tito, and we supposed to be fighting.
Yeah, and not to mention he was sitting next to Tito. Yeah. But I wanted to make it look a little nicer. Like, hey, I'm gonna sit back here with my friends. But
me and Tito was cool. I could have sat next.
No,
to
yeah,
him.
you could have. Yeah, they were cool.
That must have been horrible to have to think about having to fight your friend. I could never have to imagine having to fight you.
You better not. You better hope that day never comes.
Well, no, I'm just saying because after last week's beating you, he beat me up last week. When Damian Maya was
he made me late for an important meeting with Kiergo, the gambling site.
Bro, he punched me in the throat, and then he kicked me in the balls, and then he grabbed and I was just hurting.
Bro, that was a very important meeting. Like Kiergo, they're growing.
They took care of you?
Yeah, well,
what is Kiergo? What is Kiergo? I see you keep posting about it.
It's a new gambling site, bro. They blowing up, and you probably cost me like a big lucrative deal.